me know in the chat. Okay, so there's a few things we have to talk about, but before I jump into the celebrity news, I have to alert all women. We know the kind of world we live in. Well, we know the kind of country that we live in, and it's not safe for us at all. And seeing this, I've heard of these things happening, but look, you just got to be careful. If you take Lyft or Uber, please be careful. I don't know if they're doing full-on background checks for these men. A lot of these men who grape women tend to have these type of jobs or trucking jobs. I mean, really any kind of job, but especially jobs that don't always check the backgrounds. And even some men who don't have records do these things. Okay, so this woman was murked by the Uber driver. Sexually graped. Yes. Oh my goodness. This happened. I always get have a tongue twister when I say the name of this place. Indianapolis. I know. I always mess that up. Indianapolis. Don't come at me. It's just something it's a tongue twister for me. Okay. I think that's where Prince is from, I think, or Minnesota, around that area. Okay, so all right, hold on. Okay. So this is him. He's Hispanic. I'm not sure what his ethnicity is. Doesn't matter. I'm just saying he's Hispanic. And he did this to her. This literally just happened just the other day. Take a good look at him. Y'all already know I'm for the execution, the big execution. So you already know that's exactly what I want to happen to him for what he did to her. So let's get a little bit more into the story. Hold on. Where's the video? I had the video. I want to play the video clip. Okay. Before I do, it says that a tragedy has rocked Indianapolis. A ride-share driver was arrested for allegedly murking his female passenger after she was reported missing earlier this week. She is 30 years old, Shanti Dixon. She was found, S-H-O-T, okay, in a wooded area after she had disappeared. She was last seen alive in the early hours of Sunday morning after requesting an Uber ride from home from work. She ordered the ride at 3:30 a.m. Yeah, 3:30 a.m. Okay. But after that, no one heard from her again. According to the police, by Monday, authorities received a report about a body found near a residential area, which was later identified as her body. She had been SHOT and more. So what I'm going to do, I thought I had the video. I'm going to get the video clip. Hopefully I have it so we can see more of what's going on. Just Me says the family. Hold on for a second. Give me a second.
The victim's family tells...
Okay, you said the family needs to sue Uber? Hell yeah. Sue Uber. I totally agree with you. Totally agree. All right, so let me be quiet and I'm going to play the video clip. Give me 1 second.
They tracked her. The victim's family tells me they tracked her phone down to these woods where they found her body and called police. Less than 24 hours later, IMPD had the suspect in custody and are now preaching a message of prevention. Just after 1 o'clock Monday afternoon, in these woods on Indy's near southeast side, a woman who had been reported missing hours earlier was found naked with a shirt pulled over her head. Police believe 30-year-old Shanti Dixon had been sexually assaulted and shot to death.
This is just disgusting all around, and it did not have to happen.
Police claim a 29-year-old Uber driver, Francisco Valadez, picked up the victim from work early Sunday morning and drove Dixon to her home at this apartment complex just a few feet from the woods where she was murdered. According to this affidavit, Valadez gave conflicting stories, but eventually admitted to shooting the victim while trying to have sex with her. After dumping Dixon's body, the suspect confessed he tried to have sex with her again.
This is a family's worst nightmare. We're disgusted by these allegations.
Finally, formal charges by the prosecutor's office in this case are still pending. In the meantime, IMPD asks anyone who may have had a suspicious encounter with the suspect using rideshare in recent weeks to contact their department. Jesse Wells, Fox 59.
Okay. All right. So that is the story. I wish I could bleep out certain words that played. Okay. So he admitted it. They're talking about accused. He said it. He tried to have sex with her, then took out the GUN, did what he did, and then tried to have sex with her again. Okay. This is why we as women, it's amazing to me. They talk about prevention. How can we as women prevent a man who is stronger than us from doing this? No one thinks when calling the taxi something like this is going to happen, and they're trying to make GUN laws more stricter. But a lot of us women, we got to get one. We got to get the mace and we got to get the GUN. And even in some cases with that's not enough because adrenaline goes up. We start shaking. Next thing we know, the man is overpowering us. Okay. The laws need to change. He needs to have an execution without question for doing this to her. It doesn't matter what time she called the Uber, early in the morning or late at night. She was at work and was trying to get home. And that's what he did. Why didn't he just go get a prosta? You know what? No, he didn't want to pay for a prosta. He wanted to take it from who he wanted it from. This is absolutely horrible. Okay. Let's see. Just Me says maybe we can create our own layer of security, create our own app. Maybe with just women, because we're not safe from no man. It doesn't matter what race he is. All of them, any man with a penis is a threat. Period. We can only use Uber Black. I've never heard of Uber Black. Okay, Uber Black. Let's see. An external, reputable, professional car service is what it is that contracts for Uber Black. Okay, Uber Black. Try Uber Black. But you do have women that's involved with these crazy men too, with the trafficking and all that stuff. So you just try to be as careful as you can be. Carry a legal weapon if you can. One thing I can suggest, because I've done this, take a screenshot of your driver, the information, and text it to somebody you know. So then they have the information. If you don't take a picture of their license plate before you get in, on your screen will be their information, their name, their car. When they pick you up, screenshot it and then send it to one of your family members. That's one thing I could suggest you do. If something does happen, they got the information. So rest in peace to her. And I want her to get full on justice. And justice for me, when it comes to stuff like this, he took her life. So now it's time to take yours. I don't believe in them sitting up in jail. I don't like that. No. He took her life and tried to violate her body, her private areas. So now it's time for you to go. I want an execution. But no, in our country, that probably ain't even going to happen, which is ridiculous. But if it was up to me, he's getting one. All right, let me go to the next story. Get those likes up if you can. All right, let's see. The next story I want to talk about is... hold on. Let's see. Give me a second. We're going to get into Dawn Richards. Now, we remember Making of the Band. I watch Making of the Band. Many of you watch Making of the Band. And everybody knew Diddy was on something when he made them walk to Brooklyn to get a cheesecake in freezing cold New York weather. New York is extremely cold, dangerously cold during winter. And he had them walk that long way just to go buy him a cheesecake. So, but oftentimes you would see him talk to the girls and then leave, and then they would meet with the choreographer and dance and sing. You didn't usually always see him, but they edit things, they edit stuff. And she is now suing Diddy. She says that he SA'd her and said that she also witnessed him abusing his women. And we know what happened with Cassie. And Sloan Bella did say that a lot of people are going to come for him for what he has done to them. Okay? That this would happen, and it's playing out right all in front of our faces right now. And his empire is crumbling. Okay? It's crumbling. His empire, all his wealth, everything. Women probably don't even want to talk to him no more after hearing all this stuff. So let's get into a little bit more. And there are things I heard. Look, I hear things I don't always talk about on this channel. I heard things when it came to Dawn. She was dating a guy from Making of the Band. One of the dudes, because he had men too. I think they had the R&B version type of group with the men. She was dating one of them. And they said that he started allegedly messing with men. I don't know 100% if it's true. Who knows if Diddy got a hold of him? I don't know. I'm not saying that to be a fact. The pressure she felt in the industry and things like that. You know, trying to look as perfect as you can be, and just a lot of stuff. Day 26. Thank you, little bit. Okay. Hey, little Lin. Okay. So let's see more of what Dawn is saying. It says former Danity Kane member Don Richard is suing P. Diddy for SA and, you know, putting hands on her. In legal documents, she described the mogul. She said that he barged into her dressing room while she was unclothed and inappropriately touched her upper parts and her bottom parts. You know, it's ridiculous. I can't say certain things on here, but you know, you can't. Okay. She also claimed that she witnessed Diddy put hands on Cassie. And she said she saw him, she saw Kim Porter. She says, I saw Kim Porter. She was crying as she left a music studio with her face all banged up. She said Kim Porter had bruises on her face. So she saw that. Okay. She also said, let me see. It says, as you recall, Dawn Richard was not only a former cast member on Making of the Band, she was also a member of his group, Danity Kane and Dirty Money. Dawn Richards has been acquainted with the hip hop mogul for years, and now she's suing him for terrorizing her, belittling her, and essaying her. Okay, it says that the documents obtained by TMZ, she explains that things took a turn when Diddy began manipulating her with promises of advancing her career if she succumbed to his toxic demands. She noted in a Okay, it reconnected. It had disconnected, it reconnected. Okay. Let me know in the chat if everything's running smoothly, if you can still hear me. Okay. After she tried to show support to Cassie, she said that he said, y'all bees don't get in my relationship. Don't tell my bee Cassie what she need to be doing. Just make money and shut the F up. Okay. He said, I end artists. I shelve careers you could be missing. You bees want to go today? You want me to unalive you today? Richard claims that, okay, she went into detail of how she was a victim of his, you know, abuse. And he exposed himself to her, took out his pee-pee, and demanded harsh work requests. She also says she was forced to perform for 48 hours straight when he barged in the room when she was unclothed and touched her inappropriately. Horrible. Okay. All right, let's see more. All right. Again, she said that She saw him put hands on Cassie in multiple different ways. So let me see the chat real quick. She ain't about to get nothing. He makes R. Kelly look innocent. Did she get essayed? I thought he just grabbed her top and bottom. Dawn, you getting the side eye from me on this. I believe it. I hope she gets all she asked for. I believe it too. Because the other one with the blonde hair, the white girl, I forgot her name. That's why I'm saying that. I can't remember her name right now. She had been saying stuff for years, but she couldn't say everything publicly. You know, she couldn't say everything under the law and contracts publicly. Okay, so now you have Dawn also saying things that was a part of Danity Kane. All right, it says that he's facing another lawsuit again from her. All right, she watched him put hands on Cassie. Let's see. He called the women candidates from Danity Kane fat, ugly bees, and HOEs. All right, that's one thing he said. According to the documents, she was there for a year after Diddy and Cassie first met. Okay. He wanted her to give them personal space. She said she saw Diddy, who was high, push Cassie against the wall, put hands around her neck and pull her up a flight of stairs. According to her, to Dawn Richards, Diddy also threw a boiling pan of eggs at Cassie and screamed, "It's my S. I can't stand you, B. You never do it right." This sounds like Ike Turner. She also says that Diddy attempted to put hands around Cassie's neck and do, you know what, inside of the mansion in front of her face. Okay. So now his attorney is now saying something. All right. It says Diddy's attorney responds to Dawn Richards' lawsuit and says, "Mr. Combs is standing on truth." Of course, you're going to say that. And looks forward to proving that in court. He said this, his lawyer: "If Mrs. Richards has such a negative experience in making of the band and Danity Kane, she would not have chosen to keep working with Diddy for dirty money, nor would she have returned for making of the band in 2020 or agreed to be featured on the Love album last year. It's unfortunate that Dawn Richards has cast their 20-year friendship aside to try and get money from him, but Mr. Combs is confidently standing on truth and looks forward to proving that in court." I mean, I don't know. What can I say on that? That doesn't mean he's innocent. But she's continued working. I checked out her page. She has beautiful artistic photos. She does concerts. She's still making music. And it's true in the industry, if you don't go along with what some powerful people say that own the label, they can destroy your career. He told her that. I don't believe that's a lie that he said that to her, because that has been happening for decades in the industry. Women not being able to get a producer on, getting charged a lot of money, and then they say, "Well, go down on me and suck it, and then I might, lower the price for this beat or this collaboration." They pimp women out. You have a choice. And your career, like Maya said, certain things are not going to be given to you. This is what Maya said. They're going to S on you. Basically, they have the power. You don't. And if you have a bad contract, you can't even get out of some stuff legally, and they will destroy you. Now, you have a choice. You can have your pride, your dignity, and go away, and your career never becomes what it could have been. Or in some cases, you do what he says, and then you end up all over the TV and award shows and making money to change your life. Does it always work like that? No. But it's been known to go on for decades, especially the more powerful the man usually is in the industry. And it's not just music, it's anything in life. Any man, and even some cases women, but a lot of times a man with positions of power and money, this stuff happens, having the power and all that, discarding you or pressuring you and all that. Doesn't matter what industry that it is. That's why there are laws in place. Thanks to feminism, by the way, that so many of you are against, laws that feminism promoted to keep you safe from those type of situations under the law. All right, so good luck to Dawn. May the truth come out, but it gets even more crazy. Okay, give me a second. Diddy supposedly has to pay $100 million. A man has come out. Some people said he sort of looks like Lawrence Fishburne. He does, doesn't he? He does look related to Lawrence Fishburne. Okay, he's been ordered to pay an inmate $100 million for allegedly drugging and SAing him. I kid you not. Okay. And he has been allegedly ordered to give him $100 million from it. Whew. It says that the Metro Times reports that a Michigan inmate in jail has been awarded $100 million, a default judgment against Sean Diddy Combs. The award was issued Monday, okay? It says that his name is Derek Lee Cardello Smith. He's 51 years old. He made these allegations against Diddy in August. Okay, he says that Diddy took advantage of him, SA'd him in 1997 at a party in Detroit. It says that he crossed paths with Diddy while working as a Detroit area restaurant employee. He's a self-taught student of civil and criminal statutes and is serving an unrelated sentence and basically in jail at the correctional facility. Okay. It says that he produced prison facility information revealing that Combs' name logged into the visitation record. He says that P.Diddy offered him $2.3 million to dismiss the lawsuit, but he rejected the offer. In the August hearing, Cardello Smith told the court of a conversation he had with Diddy where he discussed the lawsuit. He said, "You know how we get down." Hold on, no. He said that Diddy told him, "You know how we get down." What, taking the man's booty? Taking men's booty? He said, "You know how we get down," was Combs' alleged response to Cardello Smith's threat to proceed with the action instead of accepting an out-of-court settlement. Combs' team has not commented publicly about the situation. Hold on. But it's not funny, though, because he said that he drugged him and took his booty. You know, and he told him during the phone call, "You know how we get down." Oh, my goodness. Lord, I don't know 100% true if he's getting $100 million. I'll have to research it. Because it said that Diddy offered him $2.3 million to keep his mouth closed. He said, "No, hell no to that. You took my booty. You took it." And now, allegedly, he's going to get that $100 million. And this happened in 1997. Child, they coming. They are coming. They are coming for Diddy. Oh, my God. They coming for him. Little Bit says, y'all notice that his team has said nothing about this allegation. Yeah, they real quiet. If it happened, it's gonna make the news if it officially happened. Dog. Let me show y'all something. Let's go to the next story. I definitely had to share this with you. The VMAs was yesterday. Look, there was a time when the VMAs used to be everything, like the BET Awards at one time. It's still a part of pop culture, but it's not the same like it used to be. It's not. When the VMAs was coming on, everybody was getting hyped up for it, especially when it was in New York. The VMAs has not been the same since it left New York. I don't know if they're still in New York now, because they did leave and started going to other states for it, and it was destroyed. But now when it comes on, you don't even hear about it. I didn't even know that it was happening because it's not promoted like it used to be. It's just not the same. But I love to see fashion. I love to see what they're wearing. So these were some of the looks from the VMAs, and these were the looks that I liked. You have Coco Jones. She always looks fabulous. I love the material she's wearing. Looks sort of like chiffon material, and it's gray, but you can't see all her goodies. She had her smoky eye, which goes perfect with the gray, and diamond jewelry. Silver and gray come on a winning combination. You got Tyla. I love the color yellow, and I love turquoise, so it is a winning color. It's, her hair also is perfect. I like her makeup is okay to me, but I love the dress. It's a really cute dress. I love the cutouts, love the copper golden brown hair she has going on, and I love turquoise. Okay, we have Halle Bailey. I love sequins. It sort of giving me an 80s vibe, the way it looks. I did feel it could be a little bit more. I didn't like the fit that much, and that it wasn't long. I don't have it you can't see it all on the screen, but it didn't go all the way to the floor. It stopped around her ankle, and I just wasn't really, I don't know. It was okay to me. I mean, I have it up here because it was still decent to me. I think that it's a beautiful red. Her face looks beautiful. I love her red lip. I love the sequins, the beaded design. I love that her tatas are sitting up perfectly with this sort of dress. I just would prefer it to be a little longer at the bottom. Now we have Megan Thee Stallion. I absolutely love this dress. It's different. It's definitely different because if you notice around her upper thigh area, it's more of a bodysuit, sort of tube bodysuit. I'm not sure if she's wearing sheer stockings, and it's gorgeous how at the bottom it reminds me of like I don't know the word I'm looking for. I really don't right now. Like a bottle or something. It's simple and gorgeous. I love her Chinese bang. I love a good bob. Will never go wrong with a smoky eye. Most of them are wearing a smoky eye. Her makeup is pretty neutral. Simple diamond jewelry. It's edgy. It's elegant, the bottom part, but the top part is edgy to me. So I thought that was still a winning look. I also noticed that Glorilla, she paid tribute to Left Eye with her hairstyle and a little bit of the outfit. It was, reminiscent of, I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. Hanging at the passenger side of his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. That was a major hit. We remember when it came out. The hairstyle is also similar to Left Eye's hairstyle that she wore at a different award show. Just a little bit. It's similar. But she was paying tribute to the No Scrubs video. And, it makes sense. Left Eye was a rapper, big time rapper with TLC, and Glorilla is one of the top rappers right now in the country. And she took the time. She wanted to, pay tribute to Left Eye. And that was great. Also, they paid tribute to Britney Spears. Britney Spears was that girl. Okay, the pop era. I wanted to come back and sing Britney Spears, Backstreet Boys. Oh, yes. And Britney was just beautiful. Britney's body was on point. She has a beautiful face. And she was one of the princesses of pop during that time. And we know what happened to her. We've been seeing it on Instagram. And I hate to have to see her like that. But people still remember that Britney was that girl. And I always loved a lot of her outfits, and I have her book, and she did say her father put her on a diet, only eating canned vegetables and chicken, and she wasn't allowed from the conservatorship to eat anything else. But I don't think she was eating like that before her father was, running her life, but she used to dance a lot and was probably on a good diet back then. But I love this dress. I love lace. Okay. It says that Tate, I don't know the rest of her name. I'm sorry, but she's a singer and she paid tribute to Britney and she looked great. I don't prefer the underwear part. you know. Even though Brittany was wearing underwear, it sort of looks like Daisy Duke shorts. I don't know what the back looked like, but I absolutely love lace. Love lace. Okay. Power of Chi says Brittany copied Aaliyah's snake performance style. I don't know what year Brittany had the snake though, because Aaliyah's We Need a Resolution. Well, Aaliyah didn't pass yet. I don't know for sure. I don't know. Okay. Let me see. Let's see. Coco's dress is my favorite. So it looks like boy shorts. So Megan Thee Stallion also did the Britney Spears tribute look that she was famous for the MTV Awards, and that outfit was okay to me. But I like the lace outfit and some of her outfits that she's worn to award shows. Pretty Power of Chi says no. Aaliyah did it first. Pretty Wahala says no. Britney did it after Aaliyah had passed. I'll have to research that. I'm not 100% sure. But they look great. All right. So let me see. Let's get into it. Before we continue, I want to share this business with you. You might have seen her before. Okay, I will continue to show some of them that you've seen and new women, of course, in my videos. But I love syrup. A good syrup is hard to find. I mean, not all the time, but I like the Walmart butter flavored syrup. I know. And the former Aunt Jemima syrup is pretty good. You know, they changed it to Pearl Mining, the name. But check out her. I mean, who doesn't love a good syrup on your waffles and pancakes and anything else? MichelleFoods.com. Okay, she has 3 best-selling syrups. She has the honey cream syrup. She has the maple cream syrup. She has the butter pecan syrup. It's all just $10 basically. Okay, and I think she has the value pack too when you get all 3 of them for a certain price. Okay, she also has her gourmet buttermilk pancake and waffle mix for $8.99. Okay, as you can see, this very popular food blogger and chef used some of her syrup on her cornbread. It looks absolutely delicious. So if you love syrup and want to try something different, you can purchase it on her website, or you can find her products at Kroger, Target, Safeway, Pete's Market, Club Foods, Publix, Mariano's, or Food for Less. So I love to see it. Check her out. Okay, again, MichelleFoods.com. Now I want to show something. I really think that Kysre Guns, Lord, I'm trying not to mess up anyone's name. Kysre, okay? Gunderzeric. Sorry if I said her name wrong, okay? She is changing. I don't watch basketball. I don't. But I see them on the internet. I see Angel Reese holding it down. Okay, and other women finally getting their flowers and hopefully a pay raise in that industry. They should. The WNBA is becoming way more popular. They're getting a lot more fans, which is great to see. And usually people would think that playing basketball is like masculine. A lot of gay women tend to be basketball players, a number of them, but not all of them. No, not all of them. She is not, that we know of, or Angel Reese that we know of. And I think she's changing the face of the WNBA. She's showing that, look, yeah, I play basketball, but I also have an amazing face, pretty. I also got the body. I'm eating right. I'm fit. And yeah, I'm into my femininity. Who said that I can't play basketball, make my money, and be a cover girl? And I love to see it. She is completely changing the game on how women are viewed in basketball. In my opinion, a lot of people say she got that 90s look. The 90s, we know that the 90s look is just top tier. When you do your makeup, you don't have the tattoos all over your body. Gorgeous, simple. eyebrows on point. Y'all know what it is. So I love it. I love to see it. A lot of people feel like she's a mixture of them, of like Lori Harvey and Carrie Hilson. I see it. I definitely can see it. And look at some of her outfits. Okay. Hold on for 1 second. She's holding it down. Again, she's showing, look, yes, I am that girl. Look at that outfit. It's giving me Chanel. Okay. So not only is she playing in the WNBA, she's going to Fashion Week. Okay, showing off her body, her style. Okay, next thing you know, she's going to maybe get a CoverGirl deal. Maybe she can get into acting. It's great that she can, from the WNBA and being popular, she can also get into different industries. And she's showing it. She's mixing the fashion in with being sporty. And I absolutely love to see it. I think it's refreshing, and to show them, look, we're not all hard women that play basketball. We're not all gay women. And if you are, that's fine. That's you. That's who you are. But she's showing something different. Her and Angel Reese. And I love to see it. Okay. All right. So yeah, she's representing, changing the game. Now let me show you this, because this was absolutely crazy. David Banner. Y'all, David Banner, the rapper. Somebody, could y'all tell me how many people are in the chat too? Because I can't see right now how many are in the chat. Let me know if you can, please. David Banner is 50 years old. He is 50. And he says he is ready for marriage. He says, I am ready to get married. I'm tired. I want to find my wife and have kids. I've reached my career goals. You know what? I feel two ways about this. Thank you, Katina. I feel like on one end, it's nothing wrong if you want to get married, like at a certain age that people don't consider. Well, it's different for a man. Men get divorced and then they get remarried and nobody cares how old they are. But women get looked down on if we're a certain age and we haven't been wifed up yet. But he has now reached the point at 50. He says, I'm tired. I'm ready now. I'm ready to find my wife and have kids. I've reached my career goals. Here's the flip side on why this bothers me. Because you have a lot of men who are bothered by women in our 30s and up who don't have a husband. They'll say you need to be married at 25. But then they'll turn and say a man isn't mature at 25. So what are we supposed to do, because we're your peers? So are you saying that the older we get, once you're ready, you're going to discard us because, oh, you're too old, even though you're around my age? I had to get my stuff together. Yeah, but then you didn't marry us. So now you want to go for the women who are 20 years old versus the women who were in your age group who you made wait because, well, I don't have this yet, or I'm not ready yet. Okay, so what are women supposed to do? Sit around and wait for you until you're 50 and I'm almost 50? And then you said, oh, why don't you have a husband and kids? Like, if a lot of men followed this, we wouldn't be getting married or having kids. Because if you're not going to be with us and we're your peers, we're your age group, and you want to go and live and run through women and do what you want, get your money, and then look at us like, oh, you aged with me. Sorry, can't help you. Can I go to your daughter? That's how they work. Now at 50, you realize you want to have kids and a wife now at 50 years old, while other groups of men are married at 27 and 30. You're 50. You can't be with a 50-year-old woman because at 50, well, most women have reached menopause and can't give you a baby. You get what I'm saying? I don't even know what to say to this. It's good you want to get married, but it's like, it's given me, I did what I wanted. I effed who I wanted. I partied how I wanted until I felt like getting a wife and kids. But then it's like, fine, if that's what you want. But I'm tired of seeing these black men come on podcasts who agree with this type of mentality, but then are bothered by the women getting older who don't have a husband when y'all keep promoting for these men in our age groups. I'm not 50, but I'm in my 30s. Promoting for them not to get a wife. It makes no sense. So, Style and Sprit says the 20-year-olds don't want him. Power of Chi says he's a ran through Dusty. I mean, I don't know him. I don't know anything about his mentality, but this is interesting. If a lot of them operated like him, which a number do, the women who waited for a husband and reached 50, they then don't want them women, and then they'll turn and say, "Oh, you're too old, baby. But you're 50 like me. I don't care. I had to get my stuff together. It took 50 years. Move aside. I want your daughter, not you, who was in my age group. Oh, why don't you have a husband?" You see how sick they are? A number of them. My goodness. All right, so I want to share some more news with you. The economy is just so much we're seeing. Oh my goodness. Dollar General. You can see on the screen, it says that the Dollar General CEO is getting worried about the economy. He says that poor Americans are not spending money at his stores often. Now, look, I'm going to tell you, sometimes the Dollar General it's not as cheap as you might think. Like, you can go to Walmart and find some of the stuff they're selling cheaper. But I do like the Dollar General too, because you do find some good stuff sometimes in there. But it's serious when Dollar General is saying, look, even poor people are not even coming up in here, and this is Dollar General. So look, we see it every single month. Dollar Tree, what happened to Dollar Tree is a tragedy, going up $1.25. I don't think so. I don't like that at all. It was the Dollar Tree. Okay, all that adds up, and some stuff is $5 now. And now they're saying the Dollar Tree has announced they're raising their prices as high as $7 due to an influx of wealthy customers coming into bargain shop due to inflation. That makes no sense. First of all, how do you know who's wealthy? If I walk in Dollar Tree and I'm wealthy, how would you know that? What information are you getting to possibly know if I have money? I'm just a customer. So I'm not buying that excuse whatsoever. And not only that, but the Dollar Tree is the Dollar Tree. It doesn't say, oh, only a poor person can shop here. No, it's where you get things cheap for $1. So you're trying to punish poor people who can barely afford anything because, oh, well, rich people come here now. So that means you have to change the prices because you feel rich people also shop here. That is ridiculous. That is unfair. And I don't support it whatsoever. I Am Here says I just used my coupon at CVS. Okay. Let's see. Also, Big Lots. Discount retail chain Big Lots it just filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Lord, blaming its struggles on inflation and high interest rates. Yeah, inflation is destroying the country. Big Lots is pretty good. I do like Big Lots. And look, when I just went out the other day and you barely see people in stores. People don't have money. A lot of people don't have money. The prices are ridiculous. Every supermarket I go to, the prices have doubled. It's ridiculous. Something has to change because America is going to turn into a third world country. It really is. It really is. Also, this happened a few weeks ago, not too long ago. I don't know if you heard about it. It says a Wells Fargo employee was found, she passed away at her desk in her cubicle. And they said they didn't even notice she wasn't alive for 4 days. They said the employees noticed a smell, but they didn't say anything. This was just sort of weird to me. I'm thinking, how is it that a woman is not alive, sitting at the cubicle, and nobody notices? Like, don't they have a cleaning crew that comes in to clean the building? Doesn't security walk through the cubicles to check everything? Apparently they didn't. And 4 days that woman's body was rotten at the cubicle. And I'm like, damn, nobody that worked with her checked on her like, hey girl, what's going on? And shake her shoulder and to see, hold on. Like, what? My goodness. My goodness gracious. 4 days just sitting up there unalived and the smell starting to come, and nobody noticed a woman passed away at the cubicle. Is crazy to me. It is crazy. So, let's go to the next story. Hold on. This woman, it says she's now on food stamps after she won $9.8 million. A lawsuit. She won $9.8 million. And now she's on food stamps. They said she invested the money into a franchise, the Golden Corral. And they closed it down within 52 days. I kid you not. Oh my God, this is a nightmare. She took all that money, and look, Golden Corral is popular in many states. I mean, it's a buffet. Buffets tend to have customers, but the economy is just turning horrible. And I don't know what happened. It only lasted 52 days. And all that money you won, $9.8 million, gone down the drain, and now she's on food stamps. This is a nightmare. I would go into a deep depression. Like, oh my God, I gave all my money. I put all my money into this, and it only lasted 52 days. Hell no. I don't. No. If I would get 9.8 million, I would buy my dream home that's very affordable. I would have some money set aside. Of course, that I have what I need, emergency money, my food money, my clothing, my travel. I mean, 9.8 million can go pretty fast. Honestly, it can. But you have to use it smartly. You got to use it smartly. Desiree says real estate is a much better investment. Power of Chi says always diversify your investments. Damn. I feel sad for her that something like this happened. Okay, let's get more into it. Okay, in 2017, Sharice Henderson's company, she invested all of her life savings of more than $9.8 million, primarily from medical malpractice, an award that she got. She decided to open a Golden Corral franchise in Poughkeepsie, New York. Just 52 days after opening the Golden Corral, the franchise systems terminated her license without allowing any opportunity to rectify alleged minor infractions. These infractions included 3 cigarette butts and an ashtray outside. What? A few pieces of debris in the parking lot. Y'all closed her down because there was a cigarette and an ashtray outside. A few pieces of debris in the parking lot, and workers without sanitary hats, and minor temperature discrepancies in the buffet trays. Now that is something, because you don't want to give nobody food poisoning. Okay. The sudden termination led to the foreclosure of her home, her Golden Corral franchise, forcing her into financial ruin. Okay, it says she was once a multi-millionaire. She now relies on food stamps and other state and federal resources to survive. She alleges that her treatment by Golden Corral, the franchise systems, was rooted in racial gender and disability discrimination. So she's saying that this is racial while they did this to her. Now, again, they said that there was cigarette butts in an ashtray outside, dirt in the parking lot. I mean, that's a crazy reason to me to take down a woman's franchise. Workers without sanitary hats. Now, that is an issue that can easily be fixed. And minor temperature discrepancies in the buffet trays. That is an issue that can be fixed. I don't think, come on, the woman invested all her money and y'all are going to take it away within 52 days. Oh my goodness. Okay. It says that her struggle began in 2023 when she signed a 15-year franchise contract with Golden Corral. 15 years. She was initially forced to bring in male partners and later face additional obstacles when Golden Corral refused to honor her license agreement, compelling her to accept the Poughkeepsie location. Okay, it says with the court's approval to pursue punitive damages, Mrs. Henderson and her legal team are determined to seek justice for the loss of her life savings and the unjust closure of her businesses. Y'all, I would lose my mind. I would want to confront somebody at the office if something like this happened to me. She lost her home. She's on food stamps. They took the business away from her over things that wasn't even that serious and things that could have easily been fixed the same damn week. So she's saying that she thinks it's because she's black, because she's a woman. I don't often hear about franchises messing with people. I mean, because usually when you get a franchise, you're helping the company. You know, it's not your company. It's just a very popular company that you know will do well and bring in money for yourself and for the company. I have the money. I buy the franchise, put it in a good location, make some money. I become very well off and your company also becomes well off. It's a win-win situation. Like, why would anybody care what race somebody is that's going to help your company continue to make money? I mean, we see black CEOs all the time for other people's companies. So, but look, people are crazy like that. We know these things exist. I do feel like at the end of the day, even if it's not racial, I just think that they were wrong to do that to her. Like, why couldn't she have been given a chance to just change the temperature of the trays and to get the correct hats for the workers? As far as dirt being in the parking lot, are you serious? Like, how much dirt was it? Was it some dirt that flew over? You saw some cigarettes in an ashtray? Like, anyone could just throw that in the trash can. Like, are you serious? So that's just horrible to me. I wish her luck, Lord. Kim Shady says, why would Golden Corral want her to fail? Black people love Golden Corral, especially after church. That would make them a lot of money. I mean, I do know that there are a lot of black people who have franchises who have been very successful. McDonald's, Starbucks, a lot more Chick-fil-A's. So this is just horrible. Horrible. I wish her well, that everything can work out for her. This story right here, I just saw this yesterday and you already know what I'm thinking. Well, you might. It says that the dad is accused of stalking and unaliving his daughter and acted like he was a jealous lover and was obsessed with her. Now, she's a police officer. She was a sheriff, y'all. And that's her father. Let's see more of what went on. Okay. Police allege in an affidavit that Hector Roman Martinez Ayala was becoming increasingly obsessed with his daughter, Marbella Martinez. The Utah, interesting place, Utah. We know the Mormons and the polygamists and stuff, and I'm not against polygamy, but you hear about stuff going on over there. Okay, the Utah father accused of taking the life of his sheriff deputy's daughter before fleeing the country was allegedly becoming increasingly obsessed and controlling prior to taking her life. Per the affidavit, investigators said that text messages sent by her father, who was 54, to his 25-year-old daughter were more of the nature of a jealous lover than a father. We as the department are working with numerous agencies around the clock to bring Hector into custody for what he did. As we strive to give Deputy Marbella Martinez the justice she is owed, we plead with anyone who may have helpful information or who may be actively helping hide Hector to do the right thing and help bring him into custody for what he did. Yeah, they said they found her on the bed with a shirt covering her face. Y'all already know, and y'all said it in the chat. Power of Chi says incest. Yep. If her father was stalking her and was talking to her like he was the lover, which was on that phone, the father probably was sleeping with her. And if he wasn't sleeping with her, he wanted to sleep with her. Incest is something that is not as uncommon as people believe. And I have heard for years that it runs rampant in the Hispanic community. And it also does in the Black community. Black people just cover it up. But it definitely happens in white and Hispanics communities a lot. But you don't often always hear about the daddy. You know, you hear about the uncle or the cousin, but Lord, I think he was sleeping with her. Immediately when they said he was acting like a jealous lover, a father who acts like that typically is sleeping with her, or he wants to sleep with her. And why would he take her life? Well, I'm just wondering what's going on. Why was he becoming controlling? She's a deputy. She's a police officer. Like, I'm wondering, what did he want from her? What was he bothered about? Did she start dating men and he didn't want no other man to get it but him? Oh, yes. Is that what happened? Did he think, oh, you're becoming too independent and making this money and I own you? You are mine. This is just absolutely sick. This is just sick. Rest in peace to her. And I hope that they find her and she gets justice. So listen, everyone, that is basically it for today's story. I greatly appreciate you all for joining me. I have a feeling my video will not be monetized for something that played in the video clip. So if you can, I greatly appreciate it if you donate to my Cash App. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. You all take care. If you're new, check out my other videos, my main videos, my live streams, my shorts. Okay, if you subscribe, you got to hit the bell. I say that in every video because if you don't, you won't even know when I'm live or when I'm uploading. Like, you won't even know, you won't get notified, nothing. You won't even know what's happening over here. You have to do it literally just to know what's going on and seeing my posts and my videos and my live call-in show.